Allez, 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 allez. Allez, binga, Paul, binga.
Hi guys, today I'd like to chat about my training for the everesting world record. So this is some footage from training this morning, and I'm going up Lucas Rand climb, which is the climb just by my house. I enjoy doing laps around my neighborhood, and this climb, it's got the steepest section is about 10%, and that's where we're on now. And this was about a 500 watt effort for 3 minutes if I have a look at my best time from a few years ago and the wattage that I did. This bike is also heavier and my body weight's still a little bit heavier than then, so obviously the wattage will be more to do about the same time. So for the everesting world record, how is my training schedule going to look like? What will I be doing? So this week is a recovery week. I'm just doing about 8 hours. Still doing some intensity in the recovery week just to keep the legs going, but not much, not as much as when I'm doing a proper full-on training week. So what I plan to be doing for the everesting world record is building my training hours up to a maximum of 20 hours for the week. And the reason for that is so that I can have the endurance that I need to be at my best for the everesting world record, because this is going to take around 9 hours in total. The record is 8 hours 46 minutes. So yeah, you've got to be preparing for something that takes around 9 hours. Now I won't be doing any rides in my training that are that long, because the idea is to train as efficiently and as effective as possible. So what kind of training would I need to do to train efficiently, to train effective? So obviously I'm going to be including intervals into my training program. So short intervals and longer intervals. So I'm going to be doing lots of anaerobic, VO2 max, and threshold intervals. And the reason for that is to bring the FTP up, because when your FTP is high, it's the most important factor of overall cycling performance, and you need a high FTP if you want to do a super fast Everest. So if I can maximize my FTP and have the endurance of training 20 hours a week, then obviously 9 hours on the day is not going to feel like that much. So the longest ride that I'll be doing in the training will be around 5 hours. It's going to be the biggest ride. And then in that ride, I will also be going at a pace that is above everesting pace, so as to make the training as effective as possible. So intervals 2 times a week, and the long ride where I go above everesting pace, that'll be in the final week just before the Everest, so I can just get used to riding at a really high pace for that long. I won't be training with a power meter because I don't have one at the moment, but because I've been riding for such a long time, 13 years now, I really know my body intimately. I know what each intensity feels like, and I know exactly what kind of training I need to do to be in the best shape so I can smash the everesting. Other training that I'll be doing is core training as well. As you saw the other day, I'm doing some plank now and just trying to build it up to 10 minutes. And once I get to 10 minutes, I'll try and put some weight on my back, see how that goes. So I don't really want to be planking for longer than 10 minutes because you want to make it as effective as possible. So when you reach 10 minutes, put some weight on your back, makes it more effective. There you can see just cruising downhill. That was quite a hard effort. I was definitely on the limit there, and I was 6 seconds faster than the previous week. So definitely making progress, and I'm happy about that. I've also been off the caffeine for almost 6 weeks now. So being caffeine free helps a lot with the recovery, and you can improve much more week to week. If you guys have been checking out my Instagram, you would have seen that I posted the actual climb that I'm going to be doing for the everesting attempt. The climb is called Love Day, and it's a 15% average gradient climb, 290 meters long. And what I like about this climb, well, it is the best climb that I have in Pretoria that I can think of for an everesting, because it's a straight climb. It doesn't really have any intersections. There is one intersection, but it's a really quiet road, so there won't be many cars coming. And I also plan to be doing it on a Sunday when the roads are as quiet as they will ever be. So yeah, it's going to be a good climb. The maximum gradient of that climb kicks up to 18%. So it's a really steep climb, and obviously I won't be using this gearing because on this bike I've got a 39 on the front, 25 on the back, so definitely shitty gearing for everesting that climb. You'll be fucking out of gas after 10 reps. So yeah, the gearing that I'm going to be using for that climb is on my niche signature. It's a 36 at the back and a 39 on the front. And from what I remember last time I did it with power, it takes about 4 watts per kilo every time on the climbing section if you want to be climbing around 1,000 meters per hour, which is what it's going to take to ride at everesting world record pace. Finally, I'd like to talk about weight loss and fueling during the everesting. So currently my weight's 71 kilos and I want to get it down to 66 kilos. Now obviously 5 kilograms over a 9-hour time period is going to make a massive difference in performance. So I don't want to make it harder when I can make it easier. Having 5 kilograms less is like riding without a backpack. It's going to be a lot better. And there was a nice bunny hop over the circle there. With the nutrition, I'm going to be aiming for 100 grams of carbohydrates per hour. And I won't just be limiting my fuel sources to carbohydrates, because if you're just drinking sugar water, it can be difficult to enjoy the taste of the sugar water after a few hours and to getting enough calories. So I'll also be having some Oreos and some sandwiches to make sure that I get more than enough calories so that I can stay strong all the way to the end. Finally, if you're keen on the best value for money cycling coaching, check out my website, vanzweelism.com. I do cycling coaching for only $60 a month, and I also have 2 great cycling ebooks on there, Train Less, Eat More, and Simple Watts, both for only $11. I also do regular blog posts on there with the main theme being cycling and nutrition to perform at your best. Thank you for watching.